welcome. We're in the northeast of Bihar. This is the center of phase 5. We're at Purnia in a jute mill. This is in fact the jute belt of Bihar. And it's amazing how wonderfully this fiber has now revived. It used to be 2,200 rupees a kilo, now it's about 4,500 rupees a kilo. And it's so beautiful, it's so much better than all that synthetic nylon and terylene that Dorab normally wears and favors. Dorab, you've got to get natural.
Yeah, but I'm not trendy like you. I don't wear a jacket, I don't wear jute things.
Trendy people go terylene.
That's right.
Just be natural. So, this is the last of our battlegrounds. After this, our next show will be on the exit poll on the 6th. And then, of course, the final results on the 8th. So far, we have altogether, including with Manish, we've traveled hundreds and hundreds of kilometers all across Bihar, the various phases. We've met hundreds of voters, and we've learnt a lot in this election. And in this entire process, I personally have met one very special friend. And that friend I shall introduce to you, who told me who's going to win this election right at the end of this show. That special friend is worth meeting and learning about. In this show today, we're going to have two broad categories. First, the qualitative aspect. What have we learned politically in this election? We'll be talking to also Nitish Kumar and Ravi Shankar Prasad about the charges being made against them and how they defend themselves. And then we'll end with quantitative figures, how this election is really panning out in terms of numbers. But first of all, let's have a look at the qualitative aspects. We've been listening to speeches, voters. What are the charges that the BJP is making against the JDU-RJD combine and the Congress also? Let's have a look at the list of charges. Here they are. In the opposing campaigns, the BJP attack on the JDU and RJD, the first one, which is resonating around the state, is that if Nitish and Lalu Prasad Yadav come back, particularly because of Lalu Prasad Yadav, the BJP says in all its speeches, it will be the return of the jungle Raj. Now, Dorab, you've heard this accusation many times in the speeches, but a lot of voters also actually talked about it.
Yes, I think those voters who are opposed to the JDU-RJD combine give this as the primary reason, because they're quite happy with Nitish Kumar. So the only reason they give, why did they have to tie up with him? And right. That, I think, if any, on the one hand, it gives him votes because the Yadav and Muslim support. But on the other hand, if people move away from him in the EBCs, OBCs, that's because he has tied up with Lalu Prasad.
Right. But Shekhar, this charge has stuck a little bit, that they haven't been able to shake it off. It's in all the speeches, every single speech, Jungle Raj, and the voters are kind of reflecting a little bit.
Well, Lalu Yadav was in power for almost 18 years. So people experienced this lawlessness for that long.
Right.
Second, there was a caste angle to the lawlessness, because before this happened, upper castes were dominant, and even many of the mafias were run by the upper castes.
Right.
Then this completely changed. So even the
assertion of the backward caste,
mafiosi became lower caste. And the police were sidelined because police were told to look the other way. So 18 years is a long enough time. And the second thing is, people have seen the difference in the last 10 as well. So given the fact that this is a very young state, a lot of people have seen the difference. So a lot of the younger voters are now, they believe the horror stories about the past, and they don't want to go back to it because they've got to you. In fact, Bihar has a very clean crime rate right now. And we've traveled through Bihar for so many days. We haven't particularly felt any sense of lawlessness
right, not
Bihar.
At all. It's actually the safety that you feel in Bihar is reflected in the turnout of the number of women that turned out. They feel safe.
And I'm quite sure that when Nitish campaigned against Lalu all these years, in so many campaigns, he said Jungle Raj, Jungle Raj, Jungle Raj, Jungle Raj.
So Manish, for Nitish Kumar to take on Lalu Prasad Yadav, who, as Shekhar said, he is accused of running a Jungle Raj, it was necessary. He needed those votes. On his own, he could not take on the BJP. The votes would have been divided. The index of opposition unity would have made sure that he would have lost the election. But has this dented Nitish Kumar's image a little bit?
Of course, it has dented the image because, Dr. Roy, wherever we have gone, people who are not voting for Nitish Kumar, they also admit that Nitish Kumar has got a very good track record, very clean image. But since he has gone with Lalu Yadav, they cannot vote. And these are the voters who've been these core voters. Nitish carved out a constituency for himself of Mahadalits, EBC, and a lot of, large section which is not voting for Nitish Kumar. Their main grudge and main complaint against Nitish Kumar is that since he has gone with Lalu Yadav, and they are not very sure that whether Nitish will be able to check Lalu and his supporters, so they have shifted to BJP.
So it was a trade-off, slight dent of image versus getting a whole chunk of votes. Let's move on to the second charge being made in all the BJP speeches against Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav and the Congress. The second of the campaign charges is they're saying that Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad Yadav want to cut reservations from the existing people who get it and give it to the minorities, give it to the Muslims and the Christians. This has been quite a vicious campaign.
In a communally charged campaign, this has worked very well, I think, for the BJP. Because they have said, where else will it come from?
Right.
Because the government has, the Supreme Court has decided that 51% is maximum. So if you have to accommodate Muslims at 3 or 4%, it's got to come from you. And there's nothing as scary as an EBC or an SC guy thinking that his reservation is going to go away.
Right. Do you think it's had an impact? This it was awfully communally presented in every speech by the BJP. But did Lalu and Nitish Kumar deserve it?
Look, first of all, you have to see why BJP is doing it. Because a lot of the vote in Bihar is committed on caste lines or loyalty lines.
Right.
Yadavs, Muslims, upper caste. So you have to play with the rest. And the rest have a large chunk of the rest is OBCs and Dalits and Mahadalits. So this is a way of creating a little rift there by saying that Nitish and Lalu are committed and both admit that they've made speeches in parliament that Muslims, Dalits and Mahadalits among Muslims should also be given the benefit of reservation out of the same quota. So this is factually not untrue. Now this has put them on the defensive because they have to explain something, and the BJP's idea, particularly in this region where Muslim vote is so large, is to then use it to try and divide the Dalit, Mahadalit, OBC vote on religious lines by embracing them in Hindu consolidation. Right. I'm not sure how much this will work in terms of votes, but definitely Lalu and Nitish Kumar have had to go on the back foot a little bit and defend.
Right. It's strange, Manish, that they should make this charge because they themselves have had Mr. Bhagwat saying they don't believe in reservations. So this is like a counter of something they don't believe in any case. But they're mainly targeting, I felt or was told, the Mahadalits, the Dalits, because in the great theory of relative deprivation, the Dalits are being oppressed by the EBCs and OBCs, not so much by the forward caste because that's so far away. So relative deprivation, you look at the caste just above you. So they are trying to get over the Dalit votes, right?
Oh, Pranay, there is a second angle to that. Even the BJP Bihar leaders, they know that there are a lot of backward Muslims. They are part of that EBC category and they are getting the benefits. So, and that was a deliberate plan to co-opt them because they knew that Lalu used to enjoy that and Nitish Kumar, that famous statement in the parliament, that was deliberately made to somewhere divide that Muslim vote bank. And despite that, there is an effort to just do a kind of damage control post Mohan Bhagwat's statement because even BJP leaders realized it, although a little bit late in the campaigning, that Mohan Bhagwat's statement has done a lot of damage to them.
So they counted. Let's have a look at the third major charge by the BJP against the RJD and JDU and Congress. In all their speeches, these are the factors they are talking about. Of course, this is done in a slightly lighter but quite a damaging note. Nitish Kumar and the tantric link, that Nitish Kumar met tantric and he, what are the phases?
Find me an Indian politician who hasn't met a tantric.
Yeah.
They all meet tantrics.
So they said, how will you rule Bihar through tantric?
The whole the whole country, every leader has met some guru or the other lying somewhere.
No, but in the
But
campaign,
it's
has it
working.
has impact?
Yeah,
or
because I
People laugh.
don't think it's a major thing.
not a major
Not
thing?
a
Not a
major
major thing? Sheikh?
Not a major thing, except because Nitish Kumar has such a clean image, such a clean and sort of a conventional image, that this makes him also look a little bit like one of the other coarse politicians.
Right.
So the idea is to take some of the sheen away from him, but I don't think this works because in this countryside a lot of the people believe in tantrics anyway.
Ravish, let me take you on the fourth charge. Let's see the fourth attack by the BJP on the JDU RJD Congress combine. In their speeches again, they've been talking about Nitish's ministers taking bribes and being caught on camera. How much impact has that had? Because again, Nitish Kumar himself has got his clean image. But the fact that his ministers were caught on tape, he made them resign, that added credibility to the tapes. How much impact has that had?
It did have its impact in the first two rounds, but there was a counter impact also, because there was in a section of the Kushwaha community, because most of the people who were caught on camera, interestingly, they were all from the Kushwaha. The minister was also from the Kushwaha community. There was another JDU candidate, he was from the Kushwaha community, and both of them, interestingly, they accused some BJP upper caste leaders for behind that sting.
Oh,
so it worked both ways.
Right, a backlash against that. Finally, let's have a look at the fifth big charge that the BJP is being making against the JDU RJD combine. We're looking at the top 5 charges. I think the Prime Minister has been saying this a lot, mainly appealing to the younger voters, saying Congress has been around 35 years, Lalu 15 years, 10 years of Nitish Kumar. Give us 5 years, he says, the NDA. Give NDA and the BJP 5 years. Give us a chance.
This is an old one. Mr. Vajpayee said also, Apki Bahari, Atal Bihari. So, I think this is a good argument to make where you haven't had a chance. Though, of course, you've been government as junior partners, but you want to distance yourself from that and say, give us a chance. I think it's not a bad rhetorical thing that everybody else you've tried. Why not give us a chance?
Right. How much impact does that have? That, Bihar is not doing well. You've had all these 50, 60 years of others ruling. BJP on its own hasn't ruled. Badlav chahiye. Let's try something new.
I think that that is the only thing of these that really works. As I said, the caste thing, the reservation thing was to put Nitish off balance, which it has done. But this is an interesting one because this is combined with Mr. Modi's appeal. So a lot of the younger voters say, "Theek hai, 55, 60 years we've tried all the others. We are not doing it forever. 5 years we can take a chance." So
Right.
this is the one that's having some impact.
Some
That
impact.
We haven't really had a chance that even when we were in power, the government is run by the chief minister. We were junior partners in the alliance. So check us out. And frankly, Mr. Sushil Modi, who generally people would see as a key figure in the BJP, is also seen as a clean, mature, modern person. So there, the BJP has something to talk about.
Right.